Hi everyone, I'm going to show you how to make a blackout poem today. Now, to make a blackout poem, you will need a page or a piece of text, a piece of writing, and we're going to draw on it. Now, I've used a recycled book from school. This is an example of a blackout poem. I've covered up lots of the words on a page and I've drawn on the page. Now, I've used a recycled book. This is an old book I found in our recycling box at school, and the cover had been ripped off, lots of the pages were missing, so the book was put in the recycling. I've taken the book out, I've used one of the pages to make my poem. So please don't rip out a page from a book at your house without speaking to an adult. If you don't have an old book you could use, you could take a photo of a page from a book on a tablet, a device, and you could draw on it electronically and do the same thing. Okay, so I'm going to read you my blackout poem, and then I will show you how to make your own. The terrific glare and strength of the sun beams like a sail, a beautiful, fierce, and powerful monster. Okay, so that's my poem. And if you notice, so my poem was about the sun. If you notice, I've then made all the doodles on my page into the shape of a sun. So let's make one together. So I've got another page here from the ripped out book, and I'm just going to try and choose some words that I like first of all. I'm not trying to make a sentence that makes sense. I'm not trying to make a story. I just want to choose any words that catch my eye or that I like the sound of. It doesn't even matter if you don't know what the words mean. So I'm going to just choose a few words. So I liked the sound of the word hissing. Hissing. I'm just going to put a little circle around it with my pencil. I'm not reading the page, I'm just having a look for exciting looking words. Hissing air, screaming, and lost. Like the sound of that. Hissing air, screaming and lost. I'm going to say over, there's desert there, over desert, over the desert. I've got the, over the desert. There's the word magic. I'd like to use the word magic. Magic? Magic what? Magic dripped. I like the idea of magic dripping. I don't know what that means, but I like it. Magic dripped down. I've got the word down here. Magic dripped down. Creeping, I like. Creeping gently. That's quite nice. Okay, so I've circled some of the words I want to use. I'm going to read it out loud now just to see if I'm happy with it, because I can always change some of the words and cross them out. Hissing air, screaming and lost, over the desert. Magic dripped down, creeping gently. I'm happy with that. I like it. I don't really know what it means, but I like the sound of all those words together. So now what I'm going to do is draw around the words I've chosen with a black pen. Now, a blackout poem works best with a black pen and not too much colour, because then you really see the words that you've chosen standing out. But you can absolutely add colour, you can make it as bright and as colourful as you like, you could use any pens, but I like how it looks with just mostly the black, and then you see the words really well. So I'm just going to circle the words I've chosen. Hissing, air, screaming, and lost. Now you need to give your words quite a lot of space because you want to be able to see them when everything else is covered up. So try not to touch the letters with your pen. Creeping gently. Okay, so now I've got all the words in my poem circled, and somebody who's reading my poem can read them in the right order. Now I need to cover up all of the rest of my words. I don't want anyone to see the other words, I just want them to notice my poem. So I'm going to do some doodles around on the rest of the words with my black pen. I'm not going to use a pencil now. Now my poem, I like the idea of magic dripping, so I'm going to do maybe some drip doodles to cover up some of the other words, and I'll colour those in. So I've got some drips on here. I'm going to colour those in so that they cover up those words. Now you need to cover up as much of the page as you can. So if you notice on my example one, I've just done lots of lines and some dots to fill in some of the gaps so that you can cover up everything else. So you can just do wiggly lines, just do lots of doodles, anything you like that makes it look exciting or just decorative. You can do patterns, you could do lines, you could just do doodles, just sort of make it up and see what it looks like at the end. So what I'm going to do now is spend a bit of time filling up the rest of my whole page. And it works quite well if you put lots of thick black lines around the words you want to see. So once this is finished, you'll only see the words from my poem, my magic dripping down gently, and the hissing air screaming and lost. Okay, so remember you can do any patterns and lines and anything you want. If you're struggling to know which words to choose, another way you could do this is just choose words that all start with the same letter. So even if you don't know what these words mean, you can make a fun poem with this. So if I chose this page still, I could just find words that begin with S and just see what my poem sounds like. So snakes sprang, swiftness sped, south, soaked, seashore, swooping, speaks, still, swiftly. So it doesn't make much sense, but it's still a poem. Poetry, remember, can be anything you like. It doesn't have to rhyme. It doesn't have to make sense. It doesn't have to be about anything. It's about playing around with words and enjoying them. So if you're struggling to know which words might make a good poem, just choose a letter of the alphabet and circle all of the words like that. I hope you enjoy making your blackout poem. So this is my example again. If you'd like to do one, please send one to your class teacher, a photograph, so that we can see all your wonderful creations. Okay, enjoy. Bye.